Who is your favourite fictional detective? What debut novel stole your heart? Today, let's play the DTag, and you can find out my answers, and I'd like to hear your answers. My name is Jim. This is my channel, Books, Reading and Stuff. I put out an original DTag about 4 years ago. This is a new and improved version of the DTag. Some of the old prompts, some new prompts. I hope you're going to like it. First, who is your favourite fictional detective? I like crime. I like Sherlock Holmes. I like Hercule Poirot, Miss Marple. My favourite is V.I. Warshawski by Sarah Paretsky. She's a PI working in Chicago. There's been at least 22 books by her now. The latest last year, Pay Dirt, was a 5-star read for me. This one is Bodywork. This is the 14th. The first one was Indemnity Only. I like her style, her sass, and I like the stories built up around her. So my favourite detective is V.I. Warshawski. In the year of my birth, the best-selling book was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl. Roald Dahl has created a lot of iconic characters like Willy Wonka, Charlie Bucket, of course, Matilda, Big Friendly Giant. What's your favourite Roald Dahl book? If you haven't read any Roald Dahl, you can choose another author begin with D, like Dostoevsky or Dickens. But if you've read any Roald Dahl, which is your favourite? Mine is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It's such a classic tale. I also enjoyed the films of that, the movies. D is for debut. What's a debut novel you've loved? Again, there's plenty of choices. Frankenstein. There's a debut novel for Mary Shelley. Wuthering Heights was the only novel put out by Emily Bronte. Gone with the Wind, debut novel. Hemingway's The Sun also Rises. The Hobbit. But for me, it would be To Kill a Mockingbird. I think is my favourite debut novel. She didn't write much else. Harper Lee, she wrote The Watchmen, but I haven't read that. I don't want to read that because it might sully my view of To Kill a Mockingbird, which I really loved. D is for dragon. It's not the year of the dragon. Now it's the year of the snake. Last year was the year of the dragon. But what's your favourite book with dragons? Again, there's a few to choose from. The Fourth Wing is very popular at the moment. Game of Thrones is very popular. But for me, I go back to my first dragon books and the books of Anne McCaffrey and the Dragon Riders of Pern. I think my favourite dragon book is Dragonflight. What's your favourite book featuring dragons? D is for dystopia. What's your go-to dystopian read? Plenty to choose from. Again, I think I'd have to go with 1984, but I really like The Handmaid's Tale as well. This is a book I read many decades ago, but I still remember it quite strongly. I want to reread it, but it's a book that stayed in my mind a lot, and we get a lot of the ideas from this, like Big Brother is always watching you. I see Trump wants to change the Ministry of Defence to the Ministry of War. That's something like 1984. D is for Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens wrote 14 novels that were completed. There was also The Mystery of Edwin Drood, which was incomplete when he died. How many Dickens novels have you read? This is a bit of a gloat maybe on my part, because I've read 13 of the 14. This, Nicholas Nickleby, is the only one I haven't read, and I plan to start this very soon, next month, for Victober. So I'll have read all of Dickens' novels. Not all of his writing, because he wrote many short stories and other pieces as well, but this is the last novel I have to read by him. As you see, I didn't go through them in chronological order, and I think his later body of work is much better than his early body of work. But how many have you read? D is for Dalek. And Doctor Who. Who is your favourite Doctor Who? There were books, but there's more for TV series. The first Doctor Who I was familiar with was John Pertwee. First one I remember was John Pertwee, but my favourite was Christopher Eccleston. There have been many: Patrick Dalton, Tom Baker, some other ones. Who is your favourite Doctor Who? The final prompt here is diary. What book written in a diary or journal format did you like? There's a few here. There's the Diary of the Wimpy Kid. There's Adrian Mole's diary. For me, I liked the Diary of Bridget Jones' Diary by Helen Fielding. It was very funny. It's one of the first romances I read, but I read it more for the comedy than for the romance. But Bridget Jones is quite a character. Who do I tag? Well, I'd like everybody to do this, but particularly anyone whose channel begins with D or whose name begins with D. So Steve Donahue, you're tagged. And Daniel of Guilty Feet is tagged. Dane Cobain, David Wiley is tagged. Paula at Draw Your Book is tagged. But I'd like everybody to do this. If you enjoyed this tag video, you can give it a thumbs up. This will help me with the YouTube algorithm. And I shall see you on the next video. Bye bye.